This is a press release of 6 charities in Fethiye. Hayet, Dodo, Hands, Animal Aid, Ovacık, Dohakter, Göcek. And we are together here again. We were gathered here again just 1 month ago. Despite dozens of press releases made all over Turkey for months, we are still at the same point. The articles of blood law are being passed by the parliament one by one. They cite modern civilized countries as examples. I ask you, is killing innocent, defenseless creatures modern? Is it? Will civilization come when they die? Will we get more civilized when street animals die? Then I don't want that civilization. I don't accept it. This is not what it means to be civilized. Being modern and civilized never accepts killing and slaughtering. These are the laws of the Middle Ages. We are going back to Middle Ages under the name of civilization. They call us pet food lobby. They call us dog pagans. They say children are dying. They say there are too many dogs and the numbers are increasing. They say dogs will be collected from the streets, but we ask, sorry, but where to? They say the streets are not safe. Under the current economic conditions, people are trying to survive. They cannot go to the markets, they wait for the evening markets for cheaper food. People cannot send their children to school. People can no longer make an appointment at public hospitals when they get sick. They cannot even afford a private hospital. We are going through very difficult economic conditions. Does anyone object to this? Do you agree? In the last year, the hunger line is 8,116 liras and the poverty line is 28,201 lira. The minimum wage in 2024 is 17,002 lira. So most of us are poor now. What pet food lobby? I ask my friends who do street feeding, can you buy food from your pocket comfortably now? Everyone is chasing food for feeding. Neighborhood volunteers cut from their own food and share it with street animals. Don't you? What is dog pagan? They are not afraid of God, or they are not ashamed. I hope God will make you need that dog one day. They are living creatures. You obviously cannot understand this. They are created by God, just like you and me. And the natural habitat of those dogs is not mountains, forests, or shelters, but the streets for hundreds of years. Children are dying. We all have children. Children are precious to us. But you are asking for accountability from the wrong place. So why doesn't anyone turn to the state and say, look, you didn't sterilize, children are dying? Because it's very easy to call a mute dog to account and to punish. Can they object? That's exactly why we are here, to defend their rights on their behalf. In addition, they divided the people into two. While some seem to be protecting innocent children against animals, the other part is trying to be portrayed as protecting innocent animals. Innocent children versus innocent animals. Even the devil wouldn't think of it. However, both children and animals are innocent. They are neither part of the problem nor the solution. The problem here is the state and the one who will produce the solution. If a properly working system had been established, we would not have seen these days. But they are trying to make street dogs the scapegoats of the dysfunctional system. Don't fall into these traps. Children are ours, dogs are ours. Turkish society is compassionate and always on the side of the helpless and the weak. When needed, we are strong enough to protect both children and animals. We will not give either of them to anyone. After all, neither animal-loving, compassionate people nor innocent dogs are guilty of this. If sterilization was done properly, would there be so many dogs? Did we give them birth and release them to the streets? Stray animals are the responsibility of the state. It is the duty of the state to sterilize them, vaccinate them, and ensure their survival. But what does the state say today? If you care so much, adopt them. We do not want the responsibility anymore. How can people take care of dozens of dogs under these economic conditions? Will the state eliminate this responsibility by killing them? The state is trying to solve its own responsibility by destroying them, instead of taking responsibility and performing sterilization and vaccination. Meanwhile, the media has been showing children attacked by dogs for months on social media. That is pointing out their own fault and then blaming dogs and animal lovers. They are multiplying, they say. Each female dog litters 9 puppies. Only one of them survives in the nature. And they reproduce, listen to this part carefully please, and they reproduce when we feed them. Where has it been seen that dogs reproduce as they are fed? Let's not go into subject of how living creatures reproduce, but we all understood that our politicians are unaware of the basic reproduction function. It requires other conditions. But if you say that, no, living creatures can produce by eating, so should they die out of hunger? That's another matter. It is mentioned that all dogs should be collected from streets. Excuse me, where will you take them to? Where will you put them in? How will you feed them? They will all die eventually. Do you think you can fool us? We, as public, say no. We want a referendum. Ask the public and see how many people want it and how many do not. Should they make a referendum? Say yes or no. Referendum? Safe streets are responsible with dogs. Safe streets are possible with dogs. Is it possible to have safe streets without dogs? You are wrong. The streets are full of thieves, murderers, and harassers. Obsess over them and weed them out. Dogs protect the neighborhood residents who feed them. People adopt dogs to ensure security, and you will kill the dogs on the streets to make the streets safe. What kind of logic is this? We do not know what purpose this decision serves politically, economically, or otherwise. But it is unacceptable no matter what conditions it's taken. If a child in the middle of the war in Palestine today shares his bread with a street dog, it means we will have mercy regardless of the conditions because of the God and our belief.